Hi everyone, and welcome to my first trimester recap and little Q&A. I'm so excited to do this. I'm actually in my 18 weeks of pregnancy now, but I'm finally getting to this because I've been wanting to do it. But if you've seen my other videos, life's been crazy. We are moving because we bought a house and we're moving from Florida to the Midwest, and I'm pregnant. So we have a lot going on and our life's just been so crazy. So finally getting around to doing this. Let's just hop right into it, and I'll just kind of go through kind of like everything I have written out in my notes. I put a bunch in my phone during like the entire time through pregnancy so far, and any questions you guys had, I'll answer those too. So we initially started trying at the end of May, and honestly that was my week of ovulation because I was tracking my period and ovulation times for a while now. And after like we initially started trying, I first like had some initial symptoms right away. So my ovulation cycle started around the week of May 28th, and then we started trying. First thing I noticed was my chest was super tender. So these are my like first onset early symptoms of being pregnant. And this is my first pregnancy, if you're new here, just so you know, full disclosure. So I noticed some chest tenderness, like it was crazy how fast I noticed it. And then June like 2nd and 3rd, I started getting like really light cramping. I also had like very light spotting around June 6th, which I was like kind of worried about and Googling. It was probably implantation spotting, so I'll put like on the screen here what that's all about. And then I had like an early response pregnancy test. So on June 11th, like early in the morning before my husband got up, I took 2 tests because I was like, well, I took one and I was like, oh my gosh, it's positive, but then I didn't want to get really excited. So I was like, okay, I better take 2, both positive. I told my husband. I actually have a video on that too on my channel, so if you haven't seen it already, I can link it up here and in the description box in case you want to watch it. It's just like my emotional reaction and then telling my husband as well. And definitely one of my favorite videos because I feel like it's just like a sweet moment. So those are kind of like the early onset like symptoms I noticed. Also, another side note, sorry this setup is like so bland and boring. We had to pack up our U-Haul pods really early, so we're like living on an air mattress for about like 2 weeks. So I'm recording this on an air mattress, just being real with you guys. Next are my like symptoms I've had all throughout the first trimester. Around like June 24th, I started getting like nausea at night. It was like the smallest amount, so it wasn't like a lot. So I think that was week 5. So then week 6, my nausea started being like crazy. Literally, I was sick all day long. And this lasted me from, I think like, yeah, around like week 5 to 6 until I think like week 14 or 15. I'm not exaggerating. I was seriously had nausea, like from when I woke up to when I went to sleep. It was horrible, I'm not gonna lie, but honestly, I'll take anything that comes with pregnancy because I'm just like so lucky and blessed to obviously be able to be pregnant and get pregnant. I'm not complaining like I'm upset about it. I'm just sharing, you know, my experience with pregnancy so far with you guys. That same week, I started having some really big like food aversions, and that included coffee, and I love coffee. I love my cup of coffee in the morning. So starting then, I stopped having coffee. And I was really picky with food. For like several weeks, I could eat only like really bland, basically like beige foods like breads, potato, very plain, like tons of Ritz crackers, not Ritz, saltines crackers. And yeah, my diet was not doing great. If you know me, I like to eat really, you know, like balanced and try to eat like a variety of fruits and vegetables and stuff. That did not happen. I think that like I finally started to eat vegetables probably about week 15, I would say. I finally, like my food aversions kind of like lessened up. So about 10 weeks of like beige foods. That's okay though, I'll take it. Some other symptoms I had were fatigue. I was just like so tired, like no matter how much you sleep at night and no matter if you take a nap every day, you're just like always tired. At least that was my experience. I know it's different for every pregnancy, but I was even going to bed at like 7 some nights and then waking up at 7, so I was snoozing. I also had a lot of morning sickness. This didn't start until week 8. So I started getting nauseous around like end of week 5, beginning of week 6. And then, yeah, week 8, nausea was constant, and had my first morning sickness like back to back 2 days. And then week 9, I had a lot of morning sickness. Like I think I was just like really kind of like picky with like food and had to be careful what I ate. Like I said, I was eating so much like bland stuff. I basically had morning sickness from like week 8 to probably about week 14. So, or like through week 14. So yeah, week 15 I was like in the clear and starting to feel way better. But yeah, morning sickness is not fun. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. It's not a good feeling like trying to eat and then like nourish your body and then you just like puke it up instantly. But again, I'll take it all. Like I'll take any symptom that comes with pregnancy because we're so lucky and blessed to have been able, or me to have been able to get pregnant. I also had like a tender chest, and my chest has grown through the first trimester, which is another symptom. I had like cramping, which was kind of like on and off throughout the first trimester, and then every once in a while I had like an achy lower back. Those are like the main symptoms I wrote down, but I mean, if there was a symptom, I probably had it. Which is kind of funny. I'm just like, I'll take it. But I know some women don't get a lot of symptoms, so like it's crazy that you can have like one end of the spectrum and not feel much, and then you have like someone like me and I just like, I felt it all day. Next are my cravings. Okay, if you know me, I love desserts. I didn't want anything to do with anything sweet. Basically, I hated sweets, which is good for my teeth. My dentist will probably be happy about it. But especially in the early months, I ate a lot of like the vegan chicken tenders from, I can't remember the brand. If I can find it, I'll like put it here, but they're so good. So I ate a lot of those. Then my other cravings were like applesauce and apple juice. So random. And now I eat like an apple a day. So I don't know, this like baby loves apples. I love the hash browns from Trader Joe's. So good. I'm like still eating those into my second trimester. They're a staple. We ate mostly like plant-based and didn't really eat a lot of like animal products and stuff. But this pregnancy, that has been thrown out the window. My biggest craving, especially at the beginning, was Five Guys burgers. I think we got it like 3 times within like, I don't know, maybe like a month or 2, which I love Five Guys. Anyways, I think my husband, he kind of loved it because I'm more of the pusher for the healthy eating. But yeah, I've definitely consumed a lot more meat during this pregnancy, but I'm kind of just like listening to my body because I think it's my body telling me I'm probably like missing a nutrient, or I don't know. Anyways, I've gone a long time without eating meat, so I'm happy to dabble in it and whatever while I'm pregnant. And I also craved, so embarrassing, but Coca-Cola. Like I am not a pop person. We never drink pop. But anyways, I loved Coke. It was honestly the one thing that made me feel better in the morning when I was nauseous, along with my symptoms and my cravings. I want to just throw this in there. I am having a girl. So I know you tend to have, I don't know, I think more extreme symptoms when you're having a girl. I also feel like I didn't have a pregnancy glow, and I was just like, they say like a girl like takes your beauty. I felt that way. I had like really sunken like under eyes and like dark under circles and just like looked kind of ragged. So that could have been from her too. But yeah, we found out we're having a little girl and we are so excited. I feel like Matt's gonna be a great girl dad, and I just can't wait to have like a little mini me. I'm so excited, and just like dress her up and stuff. And these are like incorporating the Q&A with my recap, so I've put like questions into some of these because some of you guys asked like cravings and boy or girl, due date, blah blah, symptoms. And like initial symptoms was another question, so I've kind of just merged them into one. And then, so due date is February 18th. Super excited, gonna have a little winter baby, which we don't really have. I don't think we have any family members who have a February birthday, except for my cousin. Oh, another question is if we were trying, and yes, I kind of like said that at the beginning, but we started trying at the end of May, and we're like basing off my ovulation. So, and then I can get into like my first appointment and everything, because I didn't really record much of those. I'm not allowed to record at my doctor's office, and I briefly kind of talked about appointments after them in my vlogs. But first appointment, I just had like a confirmation of pregnancy, which you basically pee in a cup and they confirmed I was pregnant. And then after that, I can't remember exactly what week it was, maybe between like, I want to say it was like week 8 when I had my first ultrasound. And then they like obviously dated my pregnancy just to confirm everything matched up. And so that appointment, I feel like every time you go, you to your like prenatal appointment, you always have to like pee in a cup. And then I did that. They drew my blood, did my blood pressure, weighed me, which they weigh you and do your blood pressure every time too. Oh, and I also got my first ultrasound, which was so exciting, and I'll put like little screenshots of her in here. The cutest picture is the bottom one because she's like a little karate baby, like kicking her leg up. Anyways, it was super awesome to obviously like see her for the first time, and like everything was looking good. And yeah, I wish we could have recorded it, but our doctor's office didn't allow it, unfortunately, but that's okay. Oh, they also like measured her heartbeat then. And yeah, it was just like, that was obviously the best part and like the best appointment because that's the only ultrasound we've had so far. But now that I'm 18 weeks, once we move, I'm gonna make my next appointment with my new doctor, and then we'll get the anatomy scan. So I'm really excited because that'll be our next ultrasound. It's been forever since we've seen her, and she's obviously grown so much. So that was kind of like the first appointment. Also, you just like talk to the doctor and whatnot, and they answer any questions you have. Honestly, going into it, I kind of Googled a lot, so I kind of knew what they would do. Other appointments other than that, I did do the NIPT screening, which screens for like chromosomal disorders, I believe, and then you find out the gender. So we did that. I think it was around 12 weeks, 10 to 12 weeks. So yeah, it's just like a blood, they just draw your blood, and then that's how they find out the information, and the results from that were great. So that was all good news. And I found out we were having a girl, which I should have recorded us like finding out and opening like our little message, but that's okay. It was a nice like moment between me and my husband, so that's good enough for me. Let's see, like any planning I've done so far. I started a registry. I've looked a lot on like Pinterest and websites for like baby stuff you like need, and then like nursery ideas. Honestly, the biggest planning I've done is my registry, and then just kind of reading more about like birth and what type of birth I want, and my like trying to get together a birth plan. But I'm gonna be a first-time mom, and this is my first time being pregnant, so if you have any like baby must-haves or like books to read or like any recommendations, literally anything about being pregnant or giving birth, let me know in the comments below, or you can send me a DM on Instagram because I will take all and any advice. And then another question was favorite and least favorite parts of first trimester. Favorite part was definitely like just finding out I was pregnant / seeing her like on the ultrasound. And then least favorite part was definitely the morning sickness, because it ruined some favorite foods for me because I would eat something. Like we have a place here in Tampa and it's called Fresh Kitchen. So good. But we ate it one night and I picked it up and I'm like, never again. Same with, we went out to like a nice fish dinner with my mom when she was visiting, and yeah, I picked that up and I cannot eat fish. Like I'm just like so turned off by it. But yeah, okay, last question is how like daily routines or anything changed. Honestly, I was totally like a slug in the first trimester. I feel so bad, but like Matt, he like cooked and cleaned and everything, because I basically like laid on the couch and worked, and that was it. I did the bare minimum. Even taking a shower felt like a chore. Just so exhausted and tired, and the fatigue is extreme. I don't know, you see movies and you hear about other people being pregnant and you're like, oh, it doesn't seem that bad, you might get morning sickness, whatever. But even then I was like, oh, I thought morning sickness was only in the morning. No, you can have it like any part of the day. So first trimester, I was basically a slug. I did not do much, but now I'm feeling so much better. I still take a nap here and there, but I have a lot more energy. I'm just feeling so much better. All my symptoms kind of went away in the second trimester, starting week 15. So that is a blessing. I'm so happy about that. It's been crazy so far. I definitely love second trimester more. I also like my daily routines. I used to be very active and I like to work out every day. I was not able to work out like barely at all. I maybe walk, but that's it, and that's okay too. I'm starting to get just feeling more myself, so I definitely am getting back into like moving my body a little more. Hopefully it stays that way for the second trimester, but I'll obviously do a recap for the second trimester and then the third eventually. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm really excited to just share more about this pregnancy journey. And if you guys have any questions or recommendations or anything I should know, or any videos you want to see about my pregnancy journey or anything like that, definitely let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.